good room. And, for me, our group all year, it's shown in our response to poor outings or losses or bad games. They show up the next day. They got great attitude, great energy, and ready to fix it and get going again in the right direction. So, and then that's leadership, right? That's where that starts.
And the mix that you guys tend to have, Jamie, Joe, Tyler, whatever, the leaders, and then the younger guys, is that contrast kind of important to kind of, for both sides for that to be?
Yeah, it really is. I think, there's no, if you've got an older team with one young guy or we've got good groups. We've got a good older group. We've got a good kind of mid-range group. We've got a good young group. We get the Finnish Mafia there. So, everybody's got a place, and, on top of that, they like being around each other, all the groups.
I asked you last series, how do you assess your group of defensemen? How do you assess them right now?
Yeah. Well, I thought I liked last game obviously better than game one, our entire team, but, particularly our defensemen. I thought we were more assertive, more physical, playing the way we need to play, which we did against Minnesota. So, the way I look at it, I thought we were going back to the Minnesota series, had real good game 5, real good game 6, had a poor game 1, had a real good game 2. So, played 3 real good games out of the last 4. We want to continue to build on that.
Individually, do you see somebody like Harley really taking steps forward?
Yeah.
It seems like he's getting better.
Yeah, he was excellent last night. Young guy, every time he's on the ice, he gets more comfortable. He has all the tools to be a real good player at this level, and it doesn't hurt watching Miro out there and guys like that. It's good for him to see that and incorporate some of those things that he can into his game.
To the outside, it felt like Colin had a much better game aside from that first goal, but generally speaking, it looked like
better game. So we need him to build on that. We need him, and I still think he has another level to get to, but definitely a step in the right direction.
What would you tell the voters about Miro?
Yeah.
They don't see what he does, and we do, and
Yeah.
you do, obviously, and it just seems like he's the key to that whole group of defensemen.
Yeah. Well, if we're talking about the Norris, I'm a believer that the Norris is the best defenseman in the league, not just the highest scoring defenseman in the league. And, for me, the best defenseman in the league gets the toughest assignments every night, shutting down the best players on the other team, killing penalties, out with the goalie, out at disadvantage 5-on-6, late in games, blocking shots. I think all those things should go into that bucket when you're picking that guy, and I think Miro checks boxes in all those areas.
Knowing what he did last year and how much he's improved offensively, what have you seen as far as, I know John not being here helps give him different responsibilities, but he really, he took it up a huge notch this year offensively.
Yeah, he did. The thing that surprises me is just his competitiveness. He's ultra competitive. He wants to win. He wants to be out there all the time making a difference. There hasn't been one situation where he's, kind of taken a step back. I think he wanted this responsibility, and now that he has it, he's enjoying it.
In the past, sometimes Tyler would look at the game sheet and just see Miro's minutes and kind of smile and say it's just Miro being Miro.
Yeah.
But is it as simple as that? It's just Miro being Miro, or what do you see behind the scenes from him?
I didn't know Miro before this year, other than watching him from an opposing bench. But, again, what's impressed me the most about him has been his competitiveness and wanting to win above everything else. I think, and that kind of fits with our group. The guys aren't looking at the stat sheet at the end of the night. Did I get points? Jamie Benn, Joe Pavelski, Ryan Suter, those guys aren't doing that. They, the most important thing is wins. Jake Ottinger, same thing. So, I think he fits into that, and it sounds like that should be normal, but for ultra talented guys, a lot of times they measure themselves on stats, not wins. And I think Miro's smart enough to recognize that it's about winning.
Big picture, how do you come off a win? I mean, we talk all the time
Yeah.
about responding to adversity. Well, how do you carry the positive momentum of a win?
Yeah. Well, we know they're going to push back. You know, we were in this situation in Minnesota in the first round, and they thumped us in Game 3 in there. So, you know, that's a good lesson for us. And we just got to keep doing the things we do.